Hello, stock traders. I hope all of you had a great day on the markets and are back in the swing of things for the rest of this week. We have so much to talk about with different stocks and different moves that have been happening. I will do a recap of the top 7 list and where we are at of those 7 stocks that I have been calling out and covering day after day for every market day. Hopefully you have been enjoying this and following along. I so appreciate all of your support. But before I get going, if you could do me a favor, please hit that most amazing and wonderful like button. Also, if you have not done so before, please subscribe and turn on those bell notifications so you get notified when a new video comes out. I do have a Patreon group. I want to quickly just let you know I have a link in the description down below. I have many call outs. I make money a lot on different call outs and different strategies. Every stock I buy is based on a strategy. If you want those call outs and you want those alerts, the place to do it is to be a member. There are many different memberships available depending upon how you like to trade. I will have in the full video description any moves that I make in the portfolio, so check that out in the description down below. I will have those, so I will update those each and every business day. Well, today, low volume. There wasn't a lot of volume on the market. It seemed very light. So looking forward to seeing some different movements. And we had Fed minutes come out today. And there really wasn't a lot of movement on the stock market based on Fed minutes. I expected much heavier movement either up or down. It seems that there was some split on the decision and on the vote for additional rate hikes. And so that gave investors hope that we could be looking and would not see more rate hikes. Although I tend to think that, it really depends upon CPI. So it'll be so interesting with CPI coming out. What is that inflation number coming up and other factors? I think if we start to see unemployment raise, I don't think we will see any rate hikes for the rest of the year. I could see them pausing, especially if we saw unemployment kick up. Of course, that is bad for the economy and will not be good for the stock market. So even if they cut rates and got aggressive on rates, they would only do so if unemployment got out of hand. So I don't know if that's really a good thing. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, but I don't think that's really a good thing. I could see the market not reacting positively, or at least the way that some retail investors expect based upon that information. All right, well, let's get into some of these stock picks and some of these changes that we had, and we're going to start with the SPX like we always do. The SPX today got rejected again, right here at 44.55. This level is continuing to be very pesky, and so that is not good, in my opinion, for the overall market. We are getting lots of sell indicators here, and there is a possibility we could roll over and at least fill this gap down here at 4,400. So it'll be interesting to see what happens as we move lower. We could go even lower than that. It shall be interesting to see how the market reacts. Tomorrow will be key. I think the levels to pay attention to would be, if you are watching the SPY, anything at 444 on the SPY ETF. Breaking down below 440 is a big deal. 443 is kind of that first level. 442 right in there. Breaking into this gap, if we see that, then we could see a quick trip down to 439. And then below that, there is not a lot of gaps until we get down to here at 423 on SPY and 42.33 for the SPX. And so those are some levels to just kind of keep in mind. It will be interesting to see what happens today. The VIX did get a little bit of the spike. The VIX is all the way down to 14.18, way below the 18.5 average. And so we could see a move in the VIX. There's some key levels. The VIX really doesn't pay attention to levels. It is literally the fear indicator. And so we could see this spike. And if we do, we had lots of buy signals here that does make a lot of sense that we would see that, and we could see a spike to possible sell signals up here, which would not be good for the market volatility. All right, so let's cover these stocks that I sold, and I'll have these listed in the description down below. All the different moves that I made in my personal portfolio today. Also, my professional portfolios that I manage. So I make trades. I make trades for both, and you will see those in the description. I'll talk more about those. The very first one I want to talk about is sold GLP. This was part of my long-term dividend strategy. You can't see it here, but there was a sell signal there. Boy, it went away on me. Sold for a 1.69% gain, not much of a gain. Bought here in this cluster here. It didn't move much up, and we got a sell signal, so I decided with the volatility of the market that I thought that this one was one that would not do well in that situation, and so I sold it for a small gain. All right, the next is MTA. Got a sell signal here on MTA. This is part of my long-term royalty strategy. I sold this one for a loss. Originally got in up here, not in a good situation. Seeing that sell signal there, I saw an opportunity. I decided to move out since it had been more than 1 month since I had bought shares. And so this one was one that I wanted to move out of. Sold for a 9.08% loss. Not all of these are winners, but I follow my strategy over and over again. And with that sell indicator, I decided it was time to move on. The next one is NREF. This is part of my long-term dividend strategy, and sold this for a 10.46% gain, bought here in this cluster here. Got a nice move, nice solid 10% gain. I will take that over and over and over and over again, so sold that one. The next one was a PDUFA GRTX, sold for a 2.59% loss. You can't see it here, but there was a sell signal right here. And immediately it reacted to the downside, and sold that one for a small loss, but it was time to move on. And then we had COF. This is Capital One Finance. Sold this for a 2.11% gain. This is part of my active ETF strategy. Small gain. I will look for an entry point on it again. Keep it on my watch list. This is one that I like to turn to quite often, as it's been a good stock in the past. The next is ACCD, sold for a 4.72% gain. There was a sell signal right here, and man, did it sell off afterwards. Boy, it was an aggressive sell-off. Sold this for a 4.72% gain. Felt pretty good about it. Not a huge gain, but I will take it. And so those are the sales, and I will have all those listed down below. Also have an insider that I bought yesterday that showed up. That showed up, and so that'll be one you may want to check out the description for if you're interested in that pick. So far, it did just okay. All right, so let's go through the top 7. And the top 7 is not changing this today. So it's staying exactly the same. We have number 7 is MESO, PDUFA date of August 2nd. Still hanging in there, up 5.96% since call out here. Just kind of muddling in here, looking forward to at least this gap up here. I would like to see the gap up here at 438 fill. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes about. Analysts have an average target price of $10.50. So this one continues to be one that I like for a nice move upwards. All right, number 6, since calling this out, it is up 1.47%. This is RPRX, and this has had significant insider activity right in here. The very first day, it really had a great reaction. So far, it's just been kind of meandering, kind of coming back to this level, looking for a bounce up here from that $51.35 average analyst target. So that's way away from this 30.88 where we're at. So analysts agree that this is a bullish stock, and this has had a massive sell-off. I think it's gone way too far, and I think this is one that will turn around for us and do rather well. All right, CRSP had a decent day today. It was up 0.94%. $84.12 average analyst target. This one continues since calling this out. It is down 7.68%. I called it out my personal in my Discord earlier, and so now it has even had more selling off as we've gone through it. TZA, which is number 4. This one is up 2.59%. Had a decent day on this, up 3.38% as the IWM ETF sold off a little bit and finished a little bit lower. And the next is SDOW. Since calling us out, only up 0.71%, so there's still time to get in on this. If the market continues to pull back, this one will aggressively move upwards. So I like it for a nice move with those sell signals on the S&P 500. Number 2 is DRIP, D-R-I-P. This is the oil and gas bear 2X. And DRIP today on Wednesday was up 1.11%. Since calling this out is up 1.94%. I think it can go much, much higher. And number 1 is VERV. And since calling this out, it is up 3.37%. Average analyst target of $42.80. This one has not moved nearly as much as I think it will. You could see an explosive move. ARK-K and ARK-G both loading up on this. This is part of my active ETF strategy and looking for a nice move upwards. I wish you all the best in the stock market. If you have any questions for me, please reach out to me in the comment section down below. If there's a stock you want me to cover, I would sure love to cover it for you. I'll take a look at it, and at least we can see what my indicators say on it, and we can kind of go from there, and at least you will know. But I think it will be a fun exercise to go through. Anyway, the best of luck, and Raytoven out.